Hey everybody, we are talking about simple ways to homeschool preschool today. Here is my preschooler. Can you say hi?
Hi.
And we're going to talk about what preschool can look like for you if you're looking for ways to do it very simply and not a lot of curriculum type of things, but just some simple fun things to do with your preschooler. My preschooler just ran off to put together some sort of surprise party for her older brothers. So she's busy doing that, and I'm going to talk to you about some of these ideas that I have for doing some simple preschool type things. For many years, I didn't do anything with my preschoolers outside of these few things. I didn't have any curriculum for them. The only reason I started having a curriculum, and I do have a video about that I will link to, the only reason I started doing any sort of preschool curriculum was because I had a little boy who was very busy and needed some more hands-on type of preschool stuff. So I started doing a curriculum then. But for the most part, for years and years and years, I just did some very basic fun activities for my preschoolers to keep them engaged and start them getting in that process of learning. By the way, this video is sponsored by Reading Eggs. I'm going to talk more about them here in a minute, but suffice it to say, they are a big part of our preschool curriculum and some of our other things that we do with our older kids as well. So stay tuned for that. First up, if you just want to get yourself some manipulatives, some things that your kids can touch and feel and hold on to, like these. These are called MathLink cubes or Unifix cubes or counting cubes. They're usually in different colors and they attach to each other. You can see they have an end that's like that, but then the rest of the ends can be attached. And because they're color coordinated, you can make patterns. You can show them simple math problems, but it gets them hands-on doing things and learning to manipulate small pieces and then to learn at the same time. You could even do some block letters with these where you're making, like, I can't do it right now, but they're kind of like that. You know, you can make some different letters. They'll just be more jagged, but it's just a fun way to keep your preschoolers' fingers moving, and you can be making some different shapes and different letters and learning some very simple math concepts with manipulatives like this. If you get yourself some puzzles, that's another thing that is really good for that hand-eye coordination for small children. Wooden puzzles, I love, like Melissa and Doug and things like that, where they're just these smaller size puzzles with the chunky pieces, and they typically have some sort of little handle on them, and they can just place them in the slots, and they're very simple puzzles. But when preschoolers are trying to manipulate things like that, they need them to be simple and chunky. So puzzles are a great way to get them started. And then you can start moving into the harder puzzles that aren't quite the chunky wooden pieces anymore. You also might want to look at something like a clock. They have clocks that have the moving hands on them. And I have one, I just don't have it with me. But you can move the hands around, and the minute hand moves with, or the hour hand moves with the minute hand, and sometimes there's even a second hand that moves along with it as well. So that's a really fun manipulative to give to your preschoolers. Make sure it's sturdy and strong and can withstand any beating that they happen to give it. Now let's talk about Reading Eggs. First of all, there is a Reading Eggs app. I have the app downloaded on my phone, and so my preschooler just uses it on there, but you can put it on an iPad. You can also use it on your home computer, and it's just a fun way to get them started learning. There are lots of neat games, and this is also a fantastic program to supplement your older kids as well. I use it for my kids ages 4 on up through 11. My favorite thing about this program is the fact that it's not wishy-washy. It's actually useful. It's not just a bunch of games. The games have meaning, and so my children actually beg to play Reading Eggs, even on the days that they're allowed to play computer games. The other thing that's really great about Reading Eggs for your preschoolers is that besides the app, there are also workbooks. And so you can actually have them doing physical workbooks while you're sitting and teaching your other children. And I really, really like that because so often my little kids want to do what the big kids are doing. And beyond like coloring books, I don't really have any other options for them. But Reading Eggs makes workbooks that go along with the app, so it solidifies what they're learning on the app, and you can use them in school as well as their school books. Now, I did a flip through of the Reading Eggs workbooks, and I'll link to that. But as you can see, now that we've been using it for a while, they have literally chewed the covers off, and this just seems to happen in my homeschool. I hope it happens in yours too. I hope I'm not the only one with no covers on half my workbooks. But anyway, you know they're well loved. You know they're used a lot because the covers are gone. But I will show you real quick just some of the things that are in this. There are just activities that the kids can do that go right along with the app, and it is fantastic. I really, really am glad that Reading Eggs has workbooks as well because like I said, my 4-year-old wants to do school with us, and this way she can be doing the app, but I don't want her on the app all the time, and then she can sit down with us and do the workbook while her older siblings are doing their schoolwork too. So if you check out the description, you will see the first link you come to is the Reading Eggs link. You can click on that and go straight to Reading Eggs. You'll get a free trial. It is a fantastic offer. You can go in there, you can try it with your kids and see if they like it. That free trial also allows you access to something called Math Seeds, and that's the math component to Reading Eggs. And so you definitely want to check that out as well. And because I believe that the preschool years are the perfect time for you to be offering all kinds of information and tastes and touches and smells and sights for your preschooler, this is also a great time to introduce a box or crate that is their very own. Something that has supplies in it that they can manipulate and play with and create and free play during school hours, something that you put away after school hours, but it's something that they can have where they're interacting with their world a little differently than their typical play mode. Things like stems of floral arrangements or craft sticks and pipe cleaners, tissue paper and glue sticks. Make sure the things that you have in there are things you don't mind them messing up. Make sure that it's stuff that they can actually put together to create something, and make sure that it's something that's not going to make you crazy if they get it all over the place. So for instance, some of you are anti-Play-Doh. I get that. Don't put Play-Doh in that box. And so just keep that craft box or that crate available for your preschooler during school hours, and that will be something that they can interact with for hours and hours to come, and will keep their little hands and little minds busy doing something other than what they typically do in a day. Another thing I highly suggest is having some sort of idea box for yourself as a mom. Things that could be in this box would be things that you might not do on a regular basis, but they would be special. So for instance, we have some of that fake snow, and you can put that together in a bowl and they can play with little Arctic animals in it. We also have water beads. Again, not something I want to do every single day, but when I feel like it, I'm having one of those amazing mom moments, I'm going to put those water beads to good use, and they can play with those for a while. So have an idea box for yourself, something the kids can't get into, something they maybe don't even know exists, that you can pull out in those special moments for your preschoolers. You might want to take a quick look on Pinterest or scour the internet a little bit. Just remember, you're looking for things that are simple, things that don't take a lot of extra supplies and extra resources and extra energy from mom. Things that are going to be kind of just a seamless part of your day. So don't get in over your head with a bunch of craft ideas unless that's something you want to do. Save those ideas for later. Put together a little Pinterest board of these ideas when you're having that stellar mom day. I have a Pinterest board that you can check out on teaching preschool and kindergarten, and you can see some of the ideas there. I tend to keep things pretty simple, so you might find some really great ideas on that board. But really, the name of the game is giving your preschooler experiences, giving them hands-on experiences with the world around them, making sure that they get outside, they get fresh air, they're down digging in the dirt, they're helping you at the sink, they are learning alongside you and alongside their siblings. Again, please check out Reading Eggs because it's a fantastic way for your preschooler to start easing into school in a fun way where they're learning things, but they're not even really realizing they're learning things. Check out that link down below, and I will be back with you at another time to talk more about curriculum in your homeschool.